Hey everybody, this is Dark Side Elite here, and I want to do a pretty quick video. Actually, no, this is gonna be pretty long. This is about Andy Muscelli and The Flash, and the question I'm going to propose is Andy the right director for The Flash? I saw it chapter two. I'm gonna go watch this one more time, and to really envelop a lot of what he was trying to do in the second movie. I have the first movie, like I said in my it chapter two it chapter two spoilers and talkabouts. Now, after watching the first I think this director is a really good horror director. He does really good relationship building and he does a really good universe as long as it's confined and he gets to do what he wants to do. Now, he is an indie director and he did it on a pretty limited budget, I think around $35 million, and he made over $700 million. Now, in chapter 2, it's longer. It's close to 2 hours and 45 minutes and he did it for $70 million. Now, that doesn't mean quality. Now, however much money he puts into it does not mean it's going to be a great movie. It doesn't mean it's going to be a terrible movie. It's just dependable on how it's been executed. And I think that for $70 million, he did it with that great level of budget. He did a great job with it. Storyline wise, I think he did a good job with it. There are some hub flubs in there, but nothing to the grandeur of that it's a terrible movie. Um, and I don't want to get into it spoil talk. I was thinking about doing it, but I'm gonna cut it out. But is he the right director for this? Can he be able to bring those simplicities that he placed in the first It movie and even in this movie and bring it to the Flash? Yeah, he can easily do it. He can do relationship building. He can build up the relationship between Barry and Iris. He can build up that relationship between Barry and his dad. He can actually build up a relationship between Barry and his villains. He has the ability to bring the emotional turmoil. He can bring out the emotion in a lot of characters. Showing the death of Nora Allen to Barry Allen can bring in a lot of weight to the character, and also he can bring a grittiness that is needed for the Flash. Listen, I mean, if you want a PG version of Flash, you got it. It's on the CW universe. That's a PG Flash. Okay, I kind of want a little bit more adult Flash. I want something a little more gritty. I don't want them to destroy the character in the process, no, but I do want them to take his backstory seriously. There is a lot of weight and there's a lot of darkness in Barry's life, but there's also grandeur and joy. There's also a lot of love that he has for his city and he has for his father and Iris, and the fact that he embraces his powers, he loves his powers, but he knows that there's a lot going on with his abilities, that he has the power to time travel. So there's a lot more responsibility he has that we didn't get to see that Zach was going to build. Now, um, now, I personally do believe that Andy has what it takes to really give us a really great Flash movie. Now, my only thing is Christina Hodson. Now, me and Hawk talked about this on our podcast that Christina did a great job with Bumblebee. If you didn't see that movie, I suggest you go see the movie. It is a pretty corny movie. It does feel a little there's something about it that you might not like, but look at the relationship that they wrote between Bumblebee and Carly. Look at the relationship that they built with Bumblebee, and you're gonna see that she can do it. Now, I'm not gonna judge her on Birds of Prey, the Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. I'm looking at it for what sensibilities that she can bring to the table with something that I've already seen. Now, with Birds of Prey, that's a completely different animal. That's something that might be a woman empowerment movie, and she might be able to bring a certain sensibilities to that. Now, but for Andy, he's the director. What he wants goes, and he doesn't have to go completely off the script. He can actually rewrite a lot of the stuff Christina put in there and say, nope, this isn't going to work for me. I'll change it right here and now. So it's not going to be a disrespect to her. It's more in the fact is that he has a vision that he wants to do with this character that will fall in line with what Ezra Miller wants to do, because again, Ezra Miller wants to play this character. He loves this character. There's a lot he knows a lot about the history. He understands the physics. He understands the science behind his powers. Zach and him and Chris Terrio, they went into deepness with what Barry can do with that speed that we couldn't be able to see unless we watched uh, Snyder's cut. Now, now again, with what I'm saying with Andy is, do I still think that he'll be a great director for this movie? Yes, I think that if you give him the movie and he's able to keep on track, he did do a few hub flubs, but the thing is that I'm not going to fault him on that until I see the Flash. I think that the It movie and him and his supercut he's gonna do a supercut for the movie, and I think that's gonna take the biggest portion of his time to do this massive supercut. I'm gonna buy that. That is happening. I'm going to get that movie. I love it. It's a great movie. I still have the 90s version. So I think that everyone should go watch the movie and envision how this director is going to tell Eobard Thawne. Like, how is this guy going to show the most frightening, dangerous speedster that Barry has ever had to deal with? The most dangerous. And how horrifying it is for this kid to see this speedster out of nowhere, and the horror aspects of it. Um, we don't know what they're gonna do. They could do Captain Cold, they could do Gorilla Grodd, they could do Reverse Flash. I have my personal beliefs on that. I don't want to get into it. I've said it before and I say it again. I don't want Reverse Flash in the first movie. I want them to build up his rogues. I want him to build up his rogues and then introduce Eobard Thawne in another movie and build that relationship between him and Barry. But don't do it in the first movie, because I'm going to feel like it has to be either a cliffhanger or it's going to be. I don't want Eobard on to slip on a banana peel. I will be very upset. I think a lot of fans will be upset. I think Andy would understand that fans will be upset if they introduce Eobard Thawne in the first movie and have him slip on a banana peel and Barry's able to defeat him. Just because Barry calls himself the fastest man alive does not mean he gets to defeat his most dangerous, most powerful villain in the first movie. That makes no sense to me. No, thank you. Um, I don't want them to. I want Andy to be able to have his movie too. So I'm gonna leave it there. Like, comment, share, subscribe down below. What do you think? Do you think Andy is the right director for the movie? Do you think he's a terrible director? Did you like it? Did you think It Chapter 2 was hot garbage? That's perfectly fine. Let's be civil. Let's talk about it as civilized adults and hit that bell. I will try to do as many videos as I can. Again, this week is going to be very, very hectic. There's a lot of stuff going on at my personal work, and I have to be there. So I'll try to do as many videos as I possibly can. All right, you guys have a great one. Bye.